Dolphins fans, what's happening? Thank you for checking out the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you guys who comes in here, and ladies, I guess, who comes in here to listen to this. Today I have a couple guests with me. I have off to my right, Curtis with Aceperhead, the usual suspect, always popping in to hang out. Appreciate him being here. I have Anthony and Josh with 305 Gridiron. They are a new channel and they put out some fantastic content. Make sure you guys go check out all three of these fellas in their respective channels if you get a chance. Guys, welcome to it.
And sub to your channel and like and subscribe. That's that is subbing.
So don't worry about my own. He's like, don't worry about my own channel.
There we go.
There it is.
We're good.
There it is. Yeah, in Frozen, I may or may not have stolen your ticker ID on our show.
Nice. It works. It works. How you doing, Curtis?
Hanging in there, man. I told you about my crazy 2 days. I had to throw together this 16 minutes of highly cut film on Jonah in like 4 hours before the electric disappeared. My generator went down. So I'm doing good, although I'm a little on the fritz, but I'll be there. I'm good. I think.
Anthony, Josh, go ahead and introduce yourselves. You're new to the channel-ish.
Good, Josh.
Well, Josh, a.k.a. Aqua Ace, Anthony and I have a mutual podcast called the 305 Gridiron that we just recently started. We wanted to branch off and kind of do a very specific targeted podcast about our beloved Miami Dolphins. I have personally been a Miami Dolphins fan since birth. The first photo I have of me as a kid is in a Dolphins onesie, a Dan Marino onesie, to be completely candid. And honestly, this is my passion. I love talking to you fellas, and I absolutely love the Miami Dolphins.
Hey, man. Hey, Cosa Nostra.
Hey.
Yeah. Man, so I'm Anthony Penzone, of course. Josh just mentioned we're doing a podcast together. The 305 Gridiron. It's been super exciting. We're only in week number 2. So it's really, really young at this point. But I can't actually remember a time before I was a Dolphins fan. So I'll go ahead and say I was a Dolphins fan at birth, too. I have no idea. Dad was a Dolphins fan, so I became one, too. That's just the way it worked. I just had a son myself, so he'll be a Dolphins fan, too. So he's in for a lifetime of torture as well.
Was I supposed to do that whole thing that they did? Was I supposed to do some kind of intro or something? I'm kind of a jackass.
Well, sure.
I mean, go right ahead, Curtis.
I'm the jackass who doesn't know how to do this. I've been doing it for 4 years. 3 guys next to me, they are acing it, and I got to get back to class and learn how to do this thing. So that's me. How you doing?
The Grizzly vet. There we go.
So I was hoping that today we had a practice today. Unfortunately, the powers that be decided to close that practice to the public. So there's not a lot of information coming out about what happened in that practice. We do have a couple little tidbits, nothing super important. Darren Waller didn't practice again, of course. Mike McDaniel said that he's expected to start practicing this week, but beyond that, I mean, we don't really have any information here. So I kind of wanted to start there and kind of see what you guys thought about this whole Darren Waller situation. Is this the next person who just takes some money from Miami and bounces without contributing, or is he really going to have a chance to contribute? We'll just take it around the horn.
Maybe, likely. Odds are, yeah. I mean, he's got the OBJ feel or the 50 receivers that we signed. I don't know. I still think he's going to play. I do. I think they've got a plan for him. I think he's really serious. His music career has kind of flopped, so I think he's really into it. So I definitely think he's going to. I just don't know when and what value will bring with this tight end group who seems to be a little light in the pants.
Yeah.
So I think so. What do I know?
Yeah, honestly, Curtis, I'm 50-50, right? I straddle that fence because there are days where I'm like, you know what? Like, how much longer are you going to need? Like, I fully understand the fact that this man just came off a year off, right? Retired, I don't know what the hell he was doing, maybe a failed music career, who the hell knows? But, I'm trying to be patient because as a Dolphins fan and as Dolphins fans, we tend to not be, right? We want the immediate gratification of this new shiny toy to get on the field and show why he's the next best thing. And the fact of the matter is, my expectations are insanely low for him, right? If he contributes anything, a few touchdowns, 300 yards on the season, that's a success for me, right? Because you pluck somebody out of retirement, you throw them on a team with 3 other tight ends that are known for blocking, and who Anthony and I, jokingly refer to as Jillian Hill because he's not really that good. So,
really? I've been told differently. I heard he's going to be the next thing. We just got to wait. No,
yeah, it's not the story. We just got to wait. Let's keep waiting because we're going to be waiting.
Eichenberg 5.0.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, man. Yeah, I am not the optimistic one when it comes to this guy. I have no idea what the point of even doing this trade was. I felt like there was so many other options out there. Like, even the team we traded Jonnu to, like, they got Freiermuth is still there. They got that kid Darnell Washington they just drafted like last year. You couldn't have swung something for one of those guys? Like,
I like Darnell.
Right? So instead, we're like, oh, yeah, let's go to the Giants and see if Darren Waller wants to come out.
Why'd you have to bring up Darnell Washington? I wanted to draft him.
6'7", right? Blocking monster. Yeah.
And he's starting to learn how to catch. He's starting to pull it together.
That's a start. That's more than Waller can probably say.
That's more than Julian Hill can do.
Yeah, not a
like
fan.
Darnell.
Not a fan of the Waller move.
Hey, Anthony, what do you just think about Darnell Washington and what he could have done for this offense? How he could have transformed it to a physical offense.
We have nobody like him on the roster.
I liked you up until 2 minutes ago. You're making me feel bad now.
I mean, and the fact that we passed on him 3 times, right?
I know.
That's what blew my mind. Like I thought we were going to snag him in the first or trade down in the first and get him. He was there with our second pick, and I forgot who the hell we chose. And then he was there in the third. Like, I mean, absolutely.
Wasn't that Cam Smith?
Maybe.
I think that was a Cam Smith year. But look how good he's turned out. He played and didn't get it. He didn't get injured. That's a step
was
up.
Cam Smith,
the singer.
Between him and Channing Tindall, they're really fighting each other for the worst draft pick ever.
So it's getting so bad with Cam Smith and Channing Tindall that we are actually getting excited over 2 plays in one preseason game, and people are actually like, "Oh,
who's getting
it's
excited?
Channing Tindall. It's Channing. It's Cam Smith." I just can't get myself there. I've seen too much of the same from them for the last couple years, especially, and I'm
and I'm a film junkie, a genuine film junkie, and I watch all 22s. I break down. There it is. Yeah, exactly. And I break down all kinds of film. I watch all 22s. I break down games, and I should have known better. I was excited when we drafted Cam Smith coming out of South Carolina because I broke down his film and I watched him, and I don't know. I talked myself into him and I was like, all right, cool. Like Xavier Howard's going to leave. This guy's going to come in. He's going to do well. No, he certainly has not. I don't even know if he's in the building, if I'm being completely candid.
Well, the thing with him that got me, I wasn't really big on him. I understood it, but he was a tweener. He's like 6'1", 180, so he can't play safety, and he doesn't have pop. He's got speed, but no pop, so he can't really play corner. And then he's injured like infinitely. So that was the biggest thing. I watched him when receivers came out of breaks, and he would just lag behind. He had some good stuff, but hey, Chris Greer's son liked him.
yeah.
At least Channing Tindall has a bunch of guys in front of him now that are going to likely cause him to get cut. But Cam Smith got nobody in front of him. He still can't make the roster.
Do you guys think they're going to keep Cam Smith? They're going to. I mean, they're going to have the real cojones to let this guy go like they should.
Based on track record, based on history, I think Tindall's out for sure. I think they hold on to Cam Smith like
hallelujah.
They did. Like for some reason, I don't know how the hell Izukama. I swear to God, Izukama has dirt on somebody in that building, right?
Probably.
What could have been?
I can tell you what it is with Izukama, and we can all. As soon as I say it, we're all going to agree 100%. Every preseason, he does well. He does well every preseason, and then he either gets hurt or he starts playing like complete trash as soon as the season starts. And
he's the what's his face, Skylar Thompson of the wide receiver room.
Yes,
except against the Bears, where poor Quinn Ewers throws him an absolute dime down the sideline, and he just gets run over by a corner. It's like, what are you doing?
That's funny.
Yeah.
We passed on Zach Tom for who was it? Was it Tyndall we passed on? Yeah, I think we passed on Zach Tom for Tyndall. That was a good one.
Yeah, not the
Real
best
good.
decision. Not the best decision.
Working out well. We got Tana
Smith.
Connor Tana. We got Eichenberg, Jackson. We got them all. We keep them all, man.
I saw Eichenberg's brother like on the Raiders the other day, and I shivered just from seeing his brother. I was like, "Dog, the name."
He's actually doing something. I think he's like a backup. He's a solid backup.
Yeah, so is Liam. I don't know about the solid part, but he's a backup.
Yeah. Backup.
Brings up a good point here. It's because he's working with second string, so when he goes in with Tua, there's no chemistry. I mean, that's a good point.
Are we
He's
talking
also,
about Ezukama?
Yeah, I think so.
He's like 6'1", 220, and plays like he's 5'5". I mean,
Look, here's my thing, right? How long is I don't know how long has he been in this on this team?
This is
This
his
is
fourth year. Yeah.
Right? If he hasn't figured it out now, I mean, saying that, I understand what that comment was about. Oh, he's playing with second string, he doesn't. But I mean, dude, this guy said 4 years to build chemistry with Tua, and
so let me ask you guys this question. Then this kind of falls right into one of the questions I got emailed or messaged on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Big time flexing over there.
Dude. Okay. I've been saving these questions for like a month and a half because it took a long time to get a few of them. So, by the way, if anybody wants to send some questions to my Twitter, feel free to do that. This question was really simple. It just said Theo Weiss or Ezukama. Pick one, throw one away. Go.
I mean, I think
we're all going to agree.
pretty easy.
This is the easiest answer in my opinion.
So,
Weiss 100% of the time.
This is what's so sad about this, okay? We all agree that it's going to be Theo Weiss for sure out of those two. Now, Ezukama, 4 years. 4 years with McDaniel, 4 years with this program. This is his fourth year. Theo Weiss Jr., this is his fourth month.
Yep.
I do think they're similar players, though. And I, I'm going to stand up for Ezukama for a second just because somebody's got to be different. But listen, Ezukama's first year, he looked great too in the preseason. We were all like, hey, this kid may actually be something for us this year. He never got on the field, and I think it's going to be a similar story with Theo Weiss. I mean, when you come in and you don't have, they're not feeding you all of the verbiage and everything right away, especially if you're undrafted like Weiss is. You're just going out there and playing ball like you're used to. But as soon as you make that 52-man roster and you're getting thrown every single play and every single movement and all of the things that this offense has to offer, brains just explode, and obviously Ezukama cannot keep up.
Yeah,
I also think he struggles to run he's got a very small route tree too. He's just not a really good route, and he gets injured all the time too. That's a huge piece of the puzzle,
And what's crazy for me is, okay, you look at both players physically, right? Easy is 6'2", 210. Theo Weiss is 6'3", 210. But when you look at both of them play on film, go back and watch even these last two preseason games. There is a Theo Weiss is marketably better at just about everything a wide receiver needs to do, specifically in this offense when it comes to blocking, initiating contact, rub routes, crosses in the middle, controlled catches, hand placement. I mean, all of the stuff that he does pretty well for being an undrafted guy out of wherever the hell he was. Missouri, I think, is where he got drafted out of. And then you turn the page and you look at what Ezukama does, and nothing is correct. His foot placement on when where he's supposed to break, you can see he shuffles his feet at the top of his route because he's not in correct position. Yeah. He doesn't block to save his life. He doesn't initiate contact. He actually shies away from it. No ball security, no contested catches, which is what he's supposed to be good at. I mean, it's crazy to me to see that two players with the same physical makeup play two completely different games. And
it makes me wonder if maybe some of the issues we see with Ezukama now is because, the first year that we had Ezukama, maybe into the second a little bit, he would climb the ladder to get a ball. It seemed like he wasn't as he's very apprehensive when he goes up to make a catch now. Maybe that's because of his injury. I don't know, but he's definitely not the same as he was. And then you look at somebody like Theo Weiss, and that man climbs fast. Like
he's
goes
hungry
to get that ball.
He's hungry,
Yeah.
man.
He's trying to make a
He's
roster.
hungry.
Yeah. So I mean,
He's like,
it's
shoot me.
it's
I
an
don't
easy
care.
answer.
I'm going up.
Yeah, give me Theo Weiss for sure.
Mhm.
So in that first message, there was a couple other questions that are the same way. Let's just go ahead and get through these ones too. Who has the better season, Jalen Wright or Ollie Gordon?
We actually just had this big debate
Yeah.
on our show last night.
we waxed poetic about Ollie Gordon, and we've only had 3 shows, and every single one of them we've pretty much talked about Ollie Gordon. So I'm going to go with that one.
Curtis, I'll let you go.
Yeah. It's very difficult because if you look at Ollie Gordon, he's an in between the tackles, A/B gap guy. He doesn't have the speed with a 4.6 40 to get to the edges. We like to run outside zone. We try to run inside zone against the Bears. Yeah, we pulled out a lot of stars, but then week 2 we went to outside zone. Ollie Gordon though can pass block. Jalen Wright can't. And he's starting to get the fumbles. I think Jalen Wright's the better player as far as a runner, but he is like Ollie Gordon too. He's a one cut between in the A and B gap between the tackles. And if we don't get the blocking for that, neither of these guys are going to shine. But Ollie Gordon at least is a big guy. He's a little bit more hungry. I like his attitude. Not to say I don't like Wright's, but he can pass block. And so the thing is, if you put Wright back there, he's not pass blocking. His catch is okay, but Ollie Gordon just kind of stepped up on that. So for me, I don't think it's fair for Jalen Wright. I think that because you watch him in year 1, he looked very good. But I think he's getting tentative because it's just, it's a marriage. The offensive line skill set has to pair with the running back skill set. And as it stands right now, we don't have the skill sets. It could change. I like Daniels. I'm hoping for Jonah. But Achane's the only guy that really works 100% with this offensive line and offense where Gordon and Wright are kind of outskirts, but Gordon can, pass block. So I'm going to go with him.
Yeah, like you, Curtis. This is tough for me because I'm a big Jalen Wright guy as well. I mean, I traded for him in a few of my dynasty leagues. I mean, I was a big fan of his last year, and coming into this year, I thought he was certainly going to be RB2. And I think right now, today, he still is. But I fully believe when you look at what both of these players have put, and the NFL is, what have you done for me lately? Like, we could wax poetic about Jalen Wright all we want. Hey, he did great last year. Look at his vision was good. He hit the hole hard. He drove his feet. He always fell forward. He was decent in pass blocking as a rookie. He was okay in the receiving game. But you look at what Ollie Gordon's doing, and don't forget, Ollie Gordon is coming off of a bad team in college for his final year that struggled, right? But you go back 2 years and his 2 years ago in college, I think he would have been a top 15 first round pick because he led the league. He led the nation in college football in rushing and touchdowns and all kinds of other crazy running back stats. We got a steal in round, was it 6? I think is what he was. 6. Right now, today, I think Ollie Gordon's RB2. Do I think it'll end that way? Who knows? Should it end that way? We can have the debate. But you made a really good point, Curtis, that Ollie's the better blocker. And right now, this scheme, if you know anything about Mike McDaniel's team, you have to block no matter what position you are. Wide receiver, running back.
Especially if now we're moving into 11 personnel.
Yes.
So that puts more onus on the backs. You're not going to have that extra tight end.
Exactly. And the tight ends we do have where they are considered most of them are blockers. None of them are really good, right? I think we can all agree that none of our tight ends are good at all, right? I mean, I think it's cornerback and tight end are 2 weakest positions, right? Number 1 and number 2. So I think because of that, I think Ollie Gordon has a really good chance. And I said on our show last night, Anthony, that Ollie Gordon by week 4 probably is RB2 without question.
It's hard for me to even say right now. Who do I prefer? I prefer Ollie Gordon right now, but it's always the new hotness, right? Over the old and busted. Mm-hmm. But and we watched Jalen Wright.
Hey, you talking about me?
Yeah, of course.
Hey,
we watched Jalen Wright run into a brick wall 100 times last year, so I'm just kind of tired of watching him do it. Like, I'd rather watch Ollie Gordon try and see if he can break through. Yeah. To Finn Spin's point, he's probably in the chat. He's probably a little shell shocked from just kind of Ken smacked around all season last year. We had no offensive line to speak of. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely leaning Ollie Gordon at this point, but I want to see him in week 3 here against the start, right? Whoever, I don't know if the other team, I don't even know who the heck we're playing.
Bills, I think, right?
In week 3?
Then the preseason, week 3.
Oh, I thought you meant the regular season.
No,
No,
sorry.
Jaguars.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, so I don't know if Jacksonville's planning on playing any starters, but whoever they are started, I would love to see Ollie Gordon get the chance against their 2s or whatever, just to see, like, okay, is this just because he's playing lesser talent, or is he actually a more talented running back than Jalen Wright? And
I just want to, because I did a little running back thing in college, a small little college thing. That's my passion. The game was running the football. I love it. I think running back's the most beautiful position in all of sports. So I'm just really attached to the offensive line and the running backs. But you got to remember, when you see him, go look at his film. The blocking and the holes that are there are not indicative of what we're seeing with our starters versus opposing starters. A guy like him, he runs 4.6. He's high cut. He's like a half gap at best, a jump cutter, can move down the hole. And so he's going to need yards before contact. And it's going to have to be in the interior majority-wise. Great news is when he gets to the other side, if we had a functional offensive line, he does. I was impressed. I heard people saying, Ollie Gordon. But when I saw him, I was so impressed with his power. But he's a kind of guy. Like, remember, we had Balaj and we had Brooks. All those guys need yards before contact. They need at least a yard and a half to build that team because they can't pick their way down the line. So it's going to be totally dependent on this offensive line. I think he's got talent.
Yeah, the one thing that worries me about Jalen Wright is his vision has clearly taken a step back.
Yeah,
right. When you look at some of these, I mean, the preseason week 1, I could have driven my Jeep through one of those holes, and he cut it back into what was essentially a nose tackle edge, double teaming the guard. He cut it right back into them and got tackled for loss. It's like, bro, like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? And when you see that, it's like, okay, this is year 2 for you. I have not seen that from Ollie Gordon yet. I see Ollie Gordon make a decision. He knows what hole he's supposed to hit. He hits it with intent, and he goes north and south. Jalen Wright seems, at least in the first two preseason games, to have much more. He has happy feet, and that worries me on a running back, right?
Well,
make a decision, hit the hole.
The thing is, like, last year, if you watch it, he got his behind beat. He got so little yards before contact. Ollie Gordon has the advantage because he had such a bad offensive line this year. And if you watch Wright in his last year in college, he had a lot of big holes. They were all off draws. I think it was a culture shock. So I totally agree with you, Josh. I totally do.
Frozen threw up the thing before from Elwood asking if you guys would want to trade for Robinson. And I would love that. It depends what the cost is, but I think he's better than these two.
Well, my question is what it's going to probably cost to get Robinson would make him a starter. And I don't think Robinson's better than Achane right now. I don't. Not even close. Like, not
get us an offensive lineman.
No, but I mean, it's definitely like it's a Jameer Gibbs, David Montgomery situation for sure.
Well, yeah. But I guess my point is if you're going to use some chips to make a trade, I'd rather you trade for at least 5 other cornerbacks. You know what I mean?
I like to be naive and go into it just not caring about the cost. It's like, do I like the player? Yeah, I like him.
I mean, that's fair. It's not my money, right?
It probably wouldn't take much to get Robinson. Just throwing that out there.
Running backs don't go for a lot, man.
Yeah,
and like
wouldn't take much.
They clearly like this other kid with the really long name, the Krosky Merritt kid. Yeah.
So personally, I think that if you look at the whole realm of possibility for a running back and all the avenues of the game that they can affect, I mean, you really got to give the edge to Ollie Gordon just because of the fact that he does the intangibles, the things that not a lot of running backs can do well anymore. He does, you know.
But I will say this though, this is a phenomenal position to be in, right? Because if Wright gets his crap together and starts fighting for it, we have, you know, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Look at this comment. Somebody doesn't like Alaska.
Oh
my goodness. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Go ahead.
You're good. You're
so
good.
funny.
You know, my thing is look, if Jalen Wright turns it around, which I think he can, right? Now you have Devon, Ali, and Jalen. You have three. So if one goes down with injury, or if Devon it gets a nick, instead of forcing him to play to potentially make it a more serious injury, you feel much more confident letting a player rest for a game because you have two competent backups. You know what I mean? Whereas last year you couldn't say that.
Because we all just picked Ollie Gordon, they're about to name Jalen Wright this RB2 tomorrow.
Yeah, of course they are.
That's good. Yeah.
No, I don't. I think Noah Greer, I don't think he can because he invested 2 4th-round picks and he's very concerned about his resume. So I think that there's going to be a little nepotism in there to keep him in.
I mean, if he thinks his resume isn't busted already, I don't. He's got more. He's got bigger problems.
Has he ever admitted he was wrong? He went to the last press conference and all he did was blame everybody else. I think that guy lives in the fantasy land.
The fact that Eazy-E, Cam Smith, and Eichenberger are still on the team. I mean, I think that should tell you everything.
Do you know I actually still fight with people and who say to me, "You don't know what you talk about. Greer's a good GM." It's like a psyop. I feel like he's a Jedi. I think he's a Jedi. That's what I think. I think he's a Sith Lord. And he just controls people.
I will say this:
made good moves, but
yeah,
I don't know about the overall picture.
I mean, he hasn't won anything. You can't argue he's made some good trades and some valuable trades. He's made some good signings and some valuable signings. He also can't draft to save his life. So, in my opinion, it's one of those things where, maybe if he's going to stay, somebody needs to put their foot down and say, all right, you're not running the draft anymore.
Josh, I like you. Do not say Greer's going to stay. You're going to give me a heart attack. I'm old. I might just die right here. Don't do that to me.
Listen,
Anthony hit me before with Darnell Washington. I'm trying to get off on a good
If
foot.
you didn't have a heart attack after that press conference last year saying that everything is going to change and all this other crap, I think you're fine.
I had hair.
You guys are more worried. You guys are more worried about the offensive line than we are. Like, okay, well then you're an idiot.
I can confirm before that press conference, Curtis had hair like Fabio.
It was
Probably
down here.
Yeah, just fell right off. It freaking ran away from your head.
I had no grace.
So I have another one. Prepare yourselves. This one I think is actually pretty interesting.
Nice.
The last part of this 3-part question was, who has the better season, James Daniels or Jonas Vainaya?
Daniels. If he stays healthy.
I mean, are we assuming health is a thing, right?
It's all part of the question. This one's an open discussion.
Man,
Curtis is getting frustrated.
I liked you too. Now I'm out, man.
Curtis is leaving. He's about to G quit over here.
I'm getting beat up over here, man. You got a rookie, and then you got a guy coming open the Achilles, and I got to factor that in. I still think Daniels. He looks good, man. He looked not great, but he looks good. Good.
Yeah, honestly, I'm leaning towards the Rook. I was singing from the rooftops when we traded up to draft Jonah. I think yes, he's showing that he's a rookie in the preseason, which is everyone flipping their shit because oh my god, he missed a block. Like he's a fucking rookie. Like what'd you expect? We're playing like you're playing the single best players, in the world on defense every week, right? So I mean things happen, and I think what he has shown is power, speed, anchor ability, and that's what you want in an alignment, right? That's what you want, especially on an interior alignment. And I think he's going to put it together very quickly. He's a smart dude. He there are reports where he got with Patrick Paul before signing his contract, right after getting drafted, and immediately went into the film room and onto the field to practice. I really like what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing, and I really do think he's going to be I can see Jonah being a 10-year Pro Bowl type guard.
Best season, not best career, Josh. Get it together. Just
sorry.
I'm gonna go with Daniels here. I'm gonna say Daniels has a better season this year. Mm-hmm. That's not to say I don't think Jonah will have a successful season. I think he's gonna have his bumps and his bruises and his whoopsies. Probably every game we're gonna see a couple mess ups from him. We can book it and we can be ready for it. I mean, Curtis did a.
You want me to be the bad guy?
Yeah, do it, Curtis. Tell us that way I don't have to speak for you. Say it.
So I really didn't watch him much in college. I saw that I liked a lot of stuff, and I saw the guys got into his numbers a little too much. But I was like, whatever. I don't really watch. I wait for the NFL. I like the kid. The kid's got great balance, but there is fundamental issues that I'm seeing in his technique. And I don't know if it's the transition from tackle to guard and right to left, but there's even something like if you go watch him now, he's got this wide stance in his toes. They point out in opposite directions. And, you know, you have to have balance. I was a fighter. I know Josh knows what it's about. Balance your toes. And there was one play, and I talked about where his feet are on the side and he almost buckle. Even when he takes his first step, the foot comes up and comes down in the same spot. He's not actually accelerating. It's like he gets going to get going. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if he's too big. We were talking about he's got a bowling ball between his thighs, or his thighs are too big. He doesn't look comfortable.
It's not a bowling ball, Curtis.
It doesn't look like he's comfortable in that 3-point stance. His butt's higher than his shoulders. His legs are spread wired out than his shoulders. And like I said, remember he said I'm trying to get used to getting off the right foot. And so I didn't watch any of his film as a right guard, so I don't have anything to pair it with. Mm-hmm. The kid's got balance. He comes out with some bad technique and he's able to get himself on his feet, but he's got some serious fundamental flaws in his technique. His get off it's too it starts and stops. He doesn't really get any motion. He leans a lot. His pass protection has been pretty good, but it all comes down to his feet. And that's a big concern for me. Not long term. I mean, you look at Tunsil. When Tunsil was started out, he was a way better athlete. They moved him to guard, and he struggled big time. Obviously, he moved back to tackle, but it's a big transition. Jonah might be a better right guard. He might be a better tackle. I don't know, but he is very, very uncomfortable. And basic technique issues are cropping up, and it's a long haul. It's not a death sentence, but you could see he's got the physical talent. But if that platform, the feet, the setup, everything is not right, it's just all going to kind of go down.
Well, it starts with your feet, right? It starts with their base, just like fighting,
always.
Right? Just like boxing. And my thing is there was, and I think it was Andrew Whitworth, but I can't remember who said it a couple years ago. Switching from right to left or left to right, it's like wiping your ass with your other hand, right? And that's why I give him grace, because his whole college career, he was a right tackle or a right guard, depending on what game it was. I think his strengths right now today are his power and anchoring ability. His hand placement and punch is phenomenal, right? I think it is, right? And I've studied all of his film from college into the pros and through these preseason. And yes, he has oopsies and he's a rookie, right? But I think my biggest thing for him, what I really love, is to see his agility, right? His speed, getting out right on the break, on the whatever, on the end around or whatever play it is, getting to that second level and blowing up linebackers or blowing up safeties that are coming to try to tackle the running back. It makes me salivate. Does he need to work on his fundamentals from a base standpoint and from a power step standpoint and a drop step standpoint? Absolutely. Right. I mean, he's got to learn how to do it all with the other side of his body, and his brain needs to be rewired a little bit. But that's why I think once he gets that, it's going to skyrocket.
Yeah, I'm not saying this. I do evaluation, so I don't try to prognosticate the future. I'm just trying to evaluate the current situation. I think the guy's got talents, physical talents that can't be taught. But when you see he's using his head to get momentum, he's got his arms on the outside of the shoulder pads. He's not really inside the numbers. There's just a whole host, and some of them he's carried over from college that I remember. Didn't watch a lot. But then there's this other stuff, and it's this is why they made him play the whole half, and he was going against third and fourth stringers, and he was struggling. But it's not talent. You're right. He's got unbelievable feet. He's got the build, but there's something in his technique. It just getting off, where he puts his hands, everything. It just seems like he's got to almost be rebuilt. Like maybe he's just thinking too much. It just, something seems very off, because the guy I'm seeing now is not the guy I saw in college, but the guy I saw in college, I didn't see a lot of, and he was a right tackle. So I think he's going to make it. He got too much talent. But did they screw him up like they always do, trying to move the guy around?
Yeah, and that's one thing I never understood, because Daniels played left, but we moved him right. Jonah played right, but we moved him left. It makes no sense. And why wouldn't you put the veteran next to your second year, first time starting left tackle? That makes no, and then put your rookie right guard who played right guard in college at right guard next to Austin Jackson.
They do this all the time.
Yeah,
it's hard.
It's
I don't know,
mind-blowing to
man.
me.
I don't know if that's the problem.
My only guess is because the right side is to his blind side, so they're just trying to put the veteran presence on his blind
that's
side.
true.
Yeah.
But like even so, I mean, now your offensive line is going to take even longer to gel, and it's already completely rebuilt. I mean, because Patrick Paul didn't start last year, and I mean, you got left guard is new, and the right guard is new, and the right tackle was injured for half the year. So now we got 4 out of 5 guys who have to gel.
Wow, that's a lot to say right there, man. That's a tongue twister right there.
So we're sitting here with him, and my big thought about him is he needs to keep working. He's got the size and the strength and the ability to have these little instances of success and when he plays. And as someone who's played an awful lot of offensive line and had to do that switch, and sometimes I had to make that switch on a week-to-week basis. You're going to play right guard next year or next week, and then the week after they tell me, I need you to be at left tackle. And that first step, teaching yourself to take the step with the opposite foot of what you're used to, it can, and I'm sure you guys know, it can mess everything up.
Mm-hmm.
It can throw your entire thought process out of whack because the first thing you're thinking on the snap of the ball is no longer, I need to get this, I need to get over here, I need to pull back, I need to get this guy. It's not that. It's take your step with your right foot.
Mm.
And that totally sets everything back one step. So,
hey, Dirk, I got a question for you. Now,
Sure.
you watch that. Do you see that foot coming up and coming? That's not supposed to be that way. That you take your first step, comes up and comes down the same. It's supposed to be ahead.
Yeah, it's like a.
So it looks like he's just
taking his first step.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
Break it down, man. You're the offensive lineman. I want to learn. Break it down. Tell me.
They tell you that when you step, it's just like anything else. When you're keeping your body low, your low center of gravity. When you're getting into somebody as a lineman, your knees need to be ahead of your hips, and your knees need to be ahead of your feet. And when he steps that first step, his knee and his foot is in line with each other. So it's like he's not like you said, Curtis. He's not taking a step forward. He's not powering in with that foot, that first step, which is supposed to be.
Why though? Why do you
creator.
think that? You're the guy, man.
I think it's because he's just not used to it.
Yeah,
and I think that's the only thing I can think of because,
right.
And because of his physical talent, he could, like you said, he could still recover from it, and he has success with it still sometimes. But the problem is when he has those successes, he needs to continue to work that direction and trying to get that to be more comfortable, because as soon as that becomes comfortable, he's going to be an immovable object.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the talent and the ability to do what he needs to do, even when he's taking a bad first step. Just think about that.
His anchoring ability, even with, to your guys' point, a bad step or first couple steps, is bananas.
That's what I mean. So if he can just lock this down a little bit, the big thing for him is no matter what success he has these first 5 or 6 weeks, keep working. He just needs to keep working. And if he does that, I think we're going to see a totally different Jonas Savaianaya before week 6. I think that he just needs some more time.
Nice pronunciation, by the way.
Thank you. It sucks that we have to start him immediately.
Yeah.
I really wish that we were in a position where.
Look what they did with Hunt. They let him sit for 6 or 7 weeks.
Mm-hmm. I missed the years when Curtis and Anthony, maybe we all remember this. I missed the days where your rookies would sit for years, right before they got in. They would sit behind veterans and learn how to watch film and break down film and learn how to adjust to the game. And now it's like we draft these guys and we throw them in, and we're like, oh, after they struggle for 3 weeks, like, oh, these guys are hot garbage. And it's like, well, I mean, in a
way, that's what we did to Jackson. We did that to Eichenberg. We moved them around, forced them in. I'm a big fan of Jonah, but I am concerned from what I'm seeing on film with his technique. It is way off, like way, way off. And if he has to go in week 1 and he struggles, just like with Wright, the confidence plays a huge part. It could sap his momentum, and you don't want that. I mean, you look at Tua's gun shy for a while. You look at Eichenberg, he was wetting his pants going in there. Jackson, over and over again, we keep doing this. And so I'm hoping he gets together. For me, I think he's going to play this week, and I got to see some stuff because the Colts can get after you. It's on turf. Their owner died. They're very serious about winning that game. And
yeah,
Danny,
week one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the? I gotta
DeForest
check.
Buckner is across the line from him, about to get wrecked. I mean,
Yeah, that's gonna be scary. That's gonna be
I'm
scary.
looking real quick. I'm curious who's going to be.
they
Who's gonna
got
be what?
Nick Mullins and John Wolford are the quarterbacks for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I was just curious about that. Sorry.
My thing is like I know that we like to sit our starters and we should be sitting. Let's avoid injury, guys, right? But if you're a rookie and you're going to start, I want you to play as much as humanly possible where it makes sense, right? Because you need as many reps as humanly possible so you can put things on films that you can go back into the lab and you can work on perfecting your technique. Because if you don't put it on film, you can't address it. And I understand the fact that there are some of the fans out there that are like, oh, just sit him because we don't want to risk him. We don't want Eichenberg to have to start because he got injured in the last preseason of a meaningless preseason game. I get it, but this dude needs some time, right? Let's give him as much playing time as humanly possible against grown ass men that run really fast and are really, really strong. And let's let him figure it out.
Yeah, remember he's
Okay.
young too. He's only 21, and that's
Mhm.
that's not easy. A lot of the good offensive linemen, they come out there like 22, 23, 24. He's just a young guy too. And like what Dirk was saying, this guy's got some pretty flawed technique at this stage, transitionary, or it's just inherent in his game. And he's 21 and he's still kind of swimming. And that says a lot that if he pulls together, this guy could be who we all hope he is.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I was expecting more. I was kind of concerned because it's not going to be pretty come week one. They're gonna see that on film. I see it on film. I'm a nobody, Mr. Potato Head. If I see that, they see that, and they're gonna take advantage of it, big time.
yeah,
You know,
the Colts starting defensive line is Kwity Paye, DeForest Buckner, and Liatu.
yeah.
Latu.
DeForest Buckner is gonna rip him.
So
He can't take that full step. He can't go on the outside of the arms. He's not so great at run stop, but he's going to really take advantage of him. Quiddy Page is pretty good, though.
I will say
Okay.
that silver lining to all of this is he is sandwiched between two really solid players, right? I think
Paul's great. I really like Paul.
I mean, Patrick Paul, I think, is going to be a top 5 to 7 left tackle in this league. And I personally today think that our center is arguably the best center in the league, in my opinion. Right.
I say that I think that originally I would disagree with you. Maybe not. I wouldn't say best in the league, but I definitely think he is doing very, very well, especially considering, he was injured for a while there.
Mhm.
Really quick before we get going any farther, for the first time in this channel's history, we hit 25 viewers at once. So
drum roll, please.
there we go.
I just wanted to say thank you everybody for
Let's
watching. That
go.
was pretty cool. Make sure if you guys are in here, throw a like down, and if you're new, make sure you subscribe. We'll put some more
It's all
content out
Curtis.
for you. And
He's leading the charge right now.
It's Curtis
have to-
and 3 knuckleheads.
I have to
Yeah,
move
sure.
into the next little topic here, guys. And this is a question that I don't want to ask.
Yes, you
Oh,
do.
don't ask
Deep-
it. Don't ask.
Deep
Oh, I
down
wanna hear
inside, you know you want to.
It's
like
about
my
to
wife.
get hurt, isn't it?
It's like my wife. She says, "Do I look good in this dress?" And I'm
What do you
like,
say?
If we,
What do-
Curtis,
What do you
if
say?
we have enough time, I'm going to ask a question at the end of this that's going to make your head explode.
And yes, Curtis
for
looks
now-
good in the dress. Yes, he does.
I got the legs for it, bow and hairy. Everybody likes the bow legs and hairy. They like that. Very attractive. It's a new thing.
For now, the question that I have to ask, this is a big one. So for this coming season, what's the goal? Is it a good win-loss record? Is it the playoffs? Is it a playoff win? Is it the Super Bowl? What do each of you consider to happen to have a successful
I
season
mean,
this year?
I don't know who wants to go first, but for
Josh,
me,
take
the
it. If you're ready
the
to go.
fan, the I bleed aqua and orange. It's Super Bowl or bust, but that's unrealistic. Let's be completely frank with all of ourselves. That is not going to happen. I think for me, it's been so long since we've had a playoff win. I think that has to be the goal, right? That is not to say if we get to the playoffs and don't win it, that the season wouldn't be considered a good season. But I think to be considered a successful, and there's a difference, a good season versus successful season. A good season, make it to the playoffs. A successful season, let's win a playoff game. And let's start there, right? I mean, Super Bowl would be phenomenal. but I'm not that high, right? So I don't think that Super Bowl is really realistic right now. I think we can all agree. I mean, so I think if we can win a playoff game, if we can win a playoff game, I think that would be a successful season, a good season. Let's split with the Bills and let's get into the playoffs.
In my best TD Fins talk voice,
Super Bowl.
I'm gonna read a quote here. Justice Potter Stewart of the U.S. Supreme Court, who used a landmark Jacob Ellis versus Ohio, described a subjectivity test of obscenity. He said, "I shall not today attempt to further define the kinds of material I understand to be embraced within the shorthand description hardcore pornography, but perhaps I can never succeed in intelligently doing so. But I know it when I see it. The motion picture involving the case is not that. So I'll know it when I see it." And for me, look, you win some primetime games.
Mm-hmm.
You run the football inside. You win in bad weather games. You come back against a good team and beat it. I don't know the exact definition, but I'll know it when I see it because I'm going to know it. You know what I mean? Like we've been, incompetent for the last 3 years. Even when people are going crazy in 22 and 23, it's like, we ain't going nowhere because the very core of it was, and that's not that everything was bad, but the core was rotted. And so if we can get the core right, McDaniel not screwing it up and, getting the play in on time and not wetting the bed in these big situations, full starts every 5 minutes, 50,000 injuries, 9 wins is enough for me if some of those losses are close and you can feel it, but that's it. It's like pornography. I'll know when I see it, but I can't define it.
Oh man,
Fitzpin says I almost instinctively hit dislike when I heard TD.
Oh, I feel that. I feel that, bro. If I had a dislike button here, I would have done it too.
I kind of with you on that, Chris. I know what you're saying there. For me, the successful season thing doesn't really revolve around a Super Bowl or a playoff win. Really, it'd be nice. I'd love it.
Mm-hmm.
But my big thing is I want to see those things that people keep saying we can't do. I want to see us. I want to see us win a snow game. I want to see us not just win. I want to see us come out and beat the living piss out of somebody in a snow game. I want to see us do a comeback, come from behind, like get our butts whooped the first half and come out the second half and win a football game.
Yeah.
I want to see us come out and utterly dominate somebody for 4 quarters. And I can honestly say, I don't need a 70 burger, but I would like to see something like that. I'd like to see those things. I don't care about win-loss records. I don't. If we finish 9-8 or 8-9, and we did some of the things that I've wanted to see, I'll be totally happy and excited for the next year. So,
if we don't make the playoffs, this regime is gone. Like, and if we don't win a playoff game, this regime is probably gone. Like, I think the expectations are beyond them keeping their jobs anymore. It's just been too much promises. We've spent too much money over the past 4 seasons to build up this roster, to trade draft capital for Tyreek Hill and for Jalen Ramsey and for Bradley Chubb, right? We've done so many of these things to build up this roster with the promises of being a top-tier team. And that one season when we were a top-tier team, it was only against the shit of the league, and we could never beat a single good team. Right?
Amen.
Like,
yes,
beat a team that is good, that is a playoff team. Like, we play Baltimore again, we play Washington, we play Tampa. Beat the freaking Bills for once. That would be nice. Jesus Christ, Josh Allen comes in and runs us over like it's a bunch of grandmothers on the defensive line. Like, let's see some passion in this team. It just looks like a bunch of guys who just rolled in from the freaking nightclub and is out on a football field. They just so happen to be like, oh yeah, I found myself on a football field today. Listen, my expectations for this team, I think, are beyond the 3 of you. Like, if we don't at least look like a team that's capable of making it to the Super Bowl, then I'm freaking done, right? Like, enough already. I've been promised so much for so long. Let's actually do something with it. And if you guys can't even make the playoffs, then get the hell out of here. Like, mid-season firing, let's go.
I like it.
Okay.
I'm all for that too.
My line in the sand is if we don't get at least second in division, everybody should get canned. There's no excuses. You know, you can be, whatever. You cannot lose to the Patriots or the Jets. I don't care if you're in second to the Bills, but you cannot. If you're in third place in this division, that is the death sentence. I don't hear anybody say nothing. That's like the big line in sand for me, because that would be disgusting.
The line in the sand for me came 2 years ago when to win the division, you had to beat the Tennessee Titans, who had like 6 wins, and you lose to Will Levis. All right? Everybody should have been fired right there. Okay? Right there. That's it. You're done.
Yeah. And this division is going to be hyper competitive this year.
Yeah. I'm not worried about the Jets whatsoever, but the Patriots are looking pretty like they're getting better. They're getting better.
So,
at least we faced Daniel Jones week 1.
Yeah, Danny Dimes. If there's a bunch of people all over YouTube right now that are talking about how Danny Dimes is going to destroy us in week 1, and including some very prominent YouTube Dolphins YouTubers. So
Anthony has a bridge in Brooklyn he can sell you too.
Yeah, I really don't see that happening, but I mean, to each their own.
It could, but the problem is with Jones. I was watching him. There's something wrong. If you watch him, his eyes are like out of balance. He's like he's like Two-Face. One half of his plays like, oh, this guy is really good, and then the other one's like, dude, what are you, retarded? You go full retard or something? So it's like you don't know what you're gonna get. How much full retard and how much like genius you're gonna get. There's something wrong with that guy, man.
Never go full retard. Never
go full retard.
Oh man, yeah, they're saying that X is gonna he signed with the Colts, so he's gonna go over there and give them all our secrets and
but he could get a pick. He could get a pick.
It's probably still better than anybody we're putting out there at defensive back. Well, cornerback. I shouldn't have said defensive back. Cornerback.
Stop it.
Yeah.
I have to disagree.
Well, who's better, Storm Duck?
I would take Kader Kohu. I would take Storm Duck. I'd take Jack Johnson.
Kader Kohu's on IR. You can't have him. He's out of here.
I can too.
So is Storm Duck. Give me Storm Duck.
Storm Duck is not. X could have a freaking cane and he'd be better than Storm Duck.
I wonder if they're going to play him at safety. You think they might play him at safety?
I hope they do.
X?
That would be phenomenal for us.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I was thinking he's going to end up being a safety.
Him and his 5'8" 40 that he runs right now with 2 busted knees and a fucked ligament.
I think he went to Europe or he went to Central America and got the stem cell injections, because I know he got that before he had his defensive player of the year. His knees were gone and he disappeared, and like he went abroad. I think that's what happened. He took this year off and got stem cell injections. That's what I think.
I could use some of those in my brain.
I know.
This comment section is losing their minds right now.
I haven't thought about Adam Gase in so long, dude. These guys are bringing back some memories right here.
Abel said Adam Gase eyes and then serial killer eyes. Okay, so we talked about that a little bit. This kind of goes into the next question, and this one's kind of interesting to me because I do agree that after week 6, 7, or 8, somewhere in there, we're going to have a really good idea of what this team is. There's not going to be much questions left about what we have, right?
Yeah.
And we can all pretty much agree on that. Ironically enough, week 8 is also the game against Atlanta. So after that, we have Baltimore, Buffalo, Washington. That's when that little
that's easy.
That's when that streak starts, right?
Okay.
So after week 8, after 8 games played, what's the win-loss record? Predictions. We need them now.
If Eichenberg starts, 8-0.
I can give you.
You're in timeout.
Teams, if you guys need a refresher. If you need a refresher, Curtis is on timeout because he said Eichenberg.
After 8 weeks.
After week 8, that's 8 games. That's Indianapolis. That's New England. That's Buffalo, New York, Carolina, Los Angeles, Cleveland, and Atlanta.
Chargers or Rams?
Chargers.
All right, what was after Chargers?
Sorry. Cleveland.
I think perfect world 6-2. Like if we beat the teams we're supposed to beat, we lose to Buffalo, we lose to the Chargers. I think we're 6-2. We always drop one of those games we're not supposed to lose though, so we'll be 5-3 probably.
Yeah, same.
Okay, so your prediction,
I think 5-3 is pretty good.
With you guys' predictions, we all agree that there's probably going to be a game that we should win that we're going to drop
all the time.
So what's that game?
Cleveland, because it'll be embarrassing as hell.
I was going to say. I was looking at it. I was thinking Cleveland or Atlanta was going to be that game that we should win that we're probably going to drop. Those are both away games for us.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you got to watch out for the Panthers and also the Colts because you're in a dome. It's so loud and we have a hard time getting stuff in as is. What's his face? The owner died. Irsay died. I think they're really, I know Crazy Eyes or Richardson is in there, and that's like, that's a wild card in itself. But I think that's going to be a tougher game than we might think. It's. Because you got Steelers got the bad knee. You're not sure if he's going to be 100%. You got Achan, who's got a lower leg injury. If he's in, it's huge, and he's 100% on that turf. It's going to be.
He'll be 100%. He's just being held out. He's got a minor calf injury, and he's just it's precautionary. And I know
that's what McDaniel says. That guy said the same thing about OBJ, where injuries.
Some of the people that I can't mention names, I can't talk about much, but I've been told via text with screenshots that it's mostly if week 1 was tomorrow, he'd be out there starting and he would play most of the game.
Listen, Daniel Jones is going to run for 250 yards on us because we can't stop a running quarterback. And
I disagree. I think our linebacker, this is the best linebacking core we've had in the last decade, and I think
Willie Gay is going to smash.
In history, though, Anthony's right though, and by history we suck.
Historically, absolutely.
I think you're right though. As far as this year, this is the best linebacker group we've had in a long time.
Listen, I'm going back to your point though. Until I see it, I ain't believing it.
Yeah,
I mean, geez. And the run defense is going to get tested very early in this week 1 game because they know who their quarterback is. They know it ain't great. And they know they have an all-star running back in Jonathan Taylor. And they know that our defensive line is 3 out of 4 new people. So they're just going to be pounding that rock and testing it out.
Well, that's my one concern with the Colts. So if when I try to look at the matchups against our defense, I love the way we can get after teams. And so teams that have like mediocre or slightly above average offensive lines, I'm not so concerned with unless the rest of the stuff is extreme. But that Colts offensive line is good enough to slow down that pass rush and not have to overuse excess blockers, and then that will test our secondary, which is highly questionable at the moment. So that's where I get my concern with this defense is those good offensive lines. And they got a good offensive line, and they're going to be healthy. So that's my only concern.
Could you imagine
it's Taco Tuesday?
Yes, it is. And we actually, my wife and I had fajitas and tacos tonight.
Oh, good man. Lucky man.
Yes, sir.
Love that stuff.
Could you imagine how the size of the meltdown that this fan base will have if we lose to the Colts in week 1?
Oh, Mount Vesuvius.
The fan base should start prepping themselves now, okay? Because to Curtis's point, man, the emotion is on Indy's side.
They got really nothing to lose. What do they got to lose?
Right.
So I'm glad that during week 1, I'm going to be out in the mountains of Alaska hunting for moose. So I won't have to be on YouTube after that week 1 game, just in case it's a loss. I won't have to listen to it because you're right. People are going to come unglued if we lose that game.
It's going to be a 14-point win for the Dolphins. Book it.
Dano.
I have us going 6-2 for the first 8. I have us losing to Buffalo in Buffalo, and I have us losing most likely to Los Angeles. But it could always change, I would love to see us win that Los Angeles game.
Yeah. I feel like historically we play pretty well against Herbert.
We do.
But Harbaugh is a really good coach. Yeah.
And is that home or away?
Yeah.
That game.
The Los Angeles game we're a home team.
It's I don't think we'll lose that one actually. Now that I know that, I think we'll win at home. So I have
and the Buffalo game is at Buffalo.
Yeah, so Dirk, I got us at 6-2 instead of 5-3.
So who's the losses that you have?
Buffalo and one of Atlanta or Cleveland. Is it Atlanta or Cleveland?
Gun to your head, which one?
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
I think Carolina could be tight too, to Curtis's point.
It could be. Yeah.
If Bryce Young picks up where he left off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we had to come back against them. We had to come back against them. Was it last year or the year before?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's 2 years ago, I think. Was it?
Yeah.
I think so.
And also, and this is a really good point. FinSpan, what's up, buddy? He joined our show last night. It was really cool. If we fix our cornerback room, I feel much not fix it, but if we add players that are competent, like Asante Samuel Jr., or there were rumors, I don't know how valid they were, but that we were cooking up a big a blockbuster trade, sending out Jalen Phillips. Potentially.
I heard that too. What do you know about that?
Yeah.
Tell me.
I can't. All I know is that it's their discussions. I don't have any context, so I don't want.
So it's legit. They're really trying to move off him.
Potentially. I mean, again, I'm hearing it third, fourth, through the grapevine.
Yeah.
But apparently it's we're looking for secondary help specifically with NFC teams because we don't want to see him. We don't want to see him twice.
There's also a couple of things here that we should throw in with this whole conversation about the secrecy that's kind of been going on around Dolphins camp today. They closed practice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There was rumors that Eugene Asante Jr. was going to be, Asante Jr. was going to be Asante Samuel. I'm sorry. let's try
another Junior Asante
Asante Samuel. There's a couple people who said that he was going to be in Miami today for a meeting.
He was.
And then there was a few people that said he wasn't. Well, there's one person who lives in Miami, Florida, that told me that he was there today.
Well,
someone who
I got a
was in
picture.
that building. Yeah.
Yes.
See, there you go. Okay, so he was there today. People are denying it. There's something being cooked up, and I got to tell you, I would love to see Samuel on this team. I don't
be real
care.
curious to see what his dad makes any kind of backtracks.
His dad made a post on X. His dad made a post on X saying that his son was going to be in Miami, and he was very, very, very excited. He was like, "Here we go, let's LFG."
He's full of shit
when money starts talking.
Yeah,
when the money starts talking.
3 months ago, his dad was bashing how bad this team was from all over the place.
And then a week later, he gave Tua mad props and said Tua's putting his foot down and being the leader of this team. And he said he liked it. So I don't know. Something's going on.
You can't watch those first 2 preseason games and not be like, we just need to throw any money we have at Asante Samuel Jr., right? Because
give him whatever he wants.
Who the hell is starting at corner right now? Nobody has stood up and said, like, we've given everybody a shot. Undrafted free agents, late round picks.
I like Jones a lot.
He already had an injury scare, so I mean,
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
that's a Chris Greer specialty.
I'm scared about Mike Hilton. I know, like, everybody's kind of just penciling him in as a slot corner, but this dude
struggling. He's struggling a little bit.
I'm scared, dude. I think he's past. Like, why would the Bengals, whose defense was awful, get rid of a guy if he was still good? It doesn't.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, losing Cater for the season is a big problem, right?
Yeah.
But I can.
Sorry, I was just gonna say Greer's a big problem for being like, we have one good corner, Cater Kohu, who ain't even that good.
Yep.
I feel like it was my fault that Cater got hurt.
Why?
It was.
What did you do? What did you do? Did you say he was gonna have a Pro Bowl year?
The day before he got hurt, I bought that autographed game-worn jersey of his.
All right, Dirk, now you're in timeout, bud.
You did it.
Horrible. It
was you, Fredo. I knew it all along.
No joke. The day before he got hurt, I bought that.
That's crazy.
And can you buy a Daniel Jones?
Yeah. Hey, that's a good idea.
Buy a Liam jersey.
You know what? No, screw that. Buy a Josh.
He's already
Allen
on the PUP.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buy a Josh Allen jersey.
I have to ask the head-popping question to Curtis and everybody else too before we get out of here. Last question. This one, prepare yourselves, Curtis. I can't even believe I'm about to ask him this.
I'm afraid.
What do you think is the actual relationship between Stephen Ross, Chris Greer, and Mike McDaniel?
I think Chris Greer is the love child of Stephen Ross. I don't know. Honestly, so if you really think about it, Stephen Ross came into the league and he had a weird relationship with Parcells. He was nervous around him. Parcells took that as he didn't want him to be there, but he was just so overwhelmed by Parcells because Stephen Ross gets uncomfortable around the warrior types. He likes the corporate guys. Then he had issues with Sperano. And he built a corporate structure. He wanted many voices. He didn't really understand the militaristic corporate football structure. He wanted to impose the corporate structure. Then he had Hickey after the Bullygate, Dawn Aponte Civil War with Ireland and Filbust. And then Hickey came in because no one else wanted to work here. And then they got rid of him after a year, and they brought Greer in. Greer is – oh, yeah, well, yeah, but Tannenbaum came in as the oil to ease him in. But if you notice, Tannenbaum even Gase mostly, Philbin, who was the young, wasn't he? Didn't Ross say he was the young Don Shula? Philbin was the young Don Shula, or was that Gase?
I don't know.
That was Gase, right?
So my long story short is Stephen Ross is uncomfortable around Warriors. He likes control. He's a nice guy. He wants to win. I like him. I've heard some great stories about him, but this is a pseudo-militaristic operation. The difference between Hitler losing is because there was divisions of control. The Allied forces won because it was top-down hierarchy. That's the way football's supposed to run. You're supposed to have a GM who's half barbarian, half erudite. He runs the show. He tells the owner, stop, no, don't interfere right now. Oh, yeah, okay, I'll do that. But, you know, he can't be just a willy-nilly, blowing the wind kind of leaf dude like Chris Greer, who's a snake, who just wants his job, and he'll say, yes, I'll do whatever you want. The floors, boss, I'll do that. And so it's a perfect guy for Ross because no one wants to work here. McDaniel was like the 17th option. No serious people wanted to come here. No real head coaches. Look what he did to Fangio. He was an old bad guy. And he goes out and wins the Super Bowl and is the number one DC. We always do that. So it's hard for him to get real winners, veterans, guys with notoriety. So Greer fits right in there perfectly. So that's the whole deal. He's stuck in a bind until some miracle happens, you know, or he retires or gives it over to his daughter. So he's got to ride Greer to the end. Because who's going to come here?
Nobody.
There's no real serious football guy's going to come here because they don't want to be told by all the other guys in the top, you know, oh, this is a corporate structure. We're separating authority. Dude, I'm the GM. I'm getting canned if I screw this thing up. I'm in charge, baby. Back off. No one's gonna come.
If this were around the horn, I would just be hitting the up arrow on Curtis's like points right now.
Curtis just got like 30 points. Curtis, look at this comment. It could always be worse.
It could. I don't know how, but it could. It could.
You know.
So anyway, I don't know. That's just my take. I don't know. It's my take. I don't know.
I'll put it this way, right? And I will die on this hill, and I know that I'm going to get lit up in the comments and probably by all three of you guys. But I actually don't think Ross is that bad of an owner, right? What do you want? What do you want is in a perfect owner? You want somebody that's going to shut up, not try to don't do a Jerry Jones where you're trying to make football decisions. I want you to write the checks when I tell you to write the checks for how much I tell you to write those checks for, and don't ask any questions. Right. And
he doesn't do that though.
Oh, stop. Yes, he does. This dude throws money around like he's a bajillion.
No, he interferes though. Remember, he said in 2019. If I keep doing things over and over again, it's a definition of sanity. And I'm out of football operations. Chris Greer is taking over. 6 months later, he's already trying to get Brady on the boat, and then he's, you know, doing his thing.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, but that doesn't change the fact that this man, all he does is write checks for money.
No, he does.
And that's fine. That's all I need in an owner. That's all I need in an owner. Just shut up and write checks.
I like you, but I had to fight back on that one.
That's fine.
Get him.
Hey, that's what I'm here for. Trust me, I can take the hit. Trust me. We talked about this before we went live. I can take the hit. You know, I think the problem stems from Greer and down. I'm not a fan of him at all in any capacity. In any capacity, he hasn't done. He's made some good trades. Sure. He signed some good players. Okay. He can't draft to save his life, which is ironic given the fact that he was a 16 or 26 year, whatever he was, scout.
24.
Right. I mean, like, how do you continually screw this up? Right. I get most of the fan base that I talk to, friends of mine and whatnot, they're like, oh, it starts with Ross. Okay, I can understand that because Ross is the one that hired him. Ross is the one that hasn't fired him yet. I get it.
Yeah.
But what I want in an owner is I want somebody that's just, like I said, and I don't mean to beat the dead horse with a stick. I want somebody that's going to shut up. And when I tell you I need to sign this player for this amount of money and I need this amount of signing bonus, so you need to put that into escrow right now, he's going to write the check and not ask any questions because he trusts the people that he hired. Now, did he hire the right people? That's a whole nother conversation. right? But
He's never
but
had.
he trusts the people that he hired, right? And those, I can separate those two. To your point, Curtis, if we get lucky enough to get somebody that's in here that's competent, I think having Ross be the guy that that's like, fine, you tell me what
The
you
only
want.
guy who could have done that was Harbaugh. That was our savior because he would have actually.
For example, here's a scenario, right? Pittsburgh. Let's say they get rid of their head coach, who I think is the best head coach in the league.
We didn't want him here the last time. He was too hip hop.
I'm just saying, right? But let's say he gets cut free, and let's say for whatever reason we sign him, and he's our new head coach, right? Let's say that we go tits up this year, we clean house, and Ross is like, all right, we need to do something different. I need a definition of insanity or whatever the hell he said, and we sign somebody like that. I think that is the kind of benchmark signing from a front office standpoint that can change the direction of this team. And I think the fact that Ross has the money to back those decisions, the correct decisions, if you will, I think will make this team what we all want it to be. I think, from an owner standpoint, he put up all of the money by himself, for lack of a better term, to redo the stadium. Now, whether you like the new stadium or not, that's another thing.
It's beautiful.
I do too. It's gorgeous.
Beautiful. My wife freaked out. She doesn't even like football. She's like, this is awesome.
Mm-hmm. And anytime a player needs to be restructured so we can keep him happy, Ross is there to write the check. Like, that's all I'm saying, right? He's not a Jerry Jones where you're nitpicking. You have the best player in football, arguably the best player in football, Micah Parsons, and you're trying to nickel and dime him.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Well, the problem is, though, I mean, you're a fighter. You're a soccer player. Football and the people that are in football, whether it's a GM all the way down the line, it's a pseudo barbarian militaristic sport with pseudo honor. There's 3 phases. The initial phase where everybody comes together, they're hoorah, and you expect honor. Then there's the middle phase to see where this thing goes. It's all hoorah, honor. The end stage, everybody knows that's the rats off the ship, and everyone's good with that dishonor at that point. But the first 2 phases have to be honor-bound phases. And Ross screwed up what he did to Sperano. It is a fraternity. The coaches, the GMs, the players. With the Hickey thing, even with the floors, whether you like them or not, it was not. This is what happened with Fangio. There was so many leaks on that the real veteran savvy guys, they don't trust it because they never know when it's knives out. And it's going to be very, very difficult for him because of the long history. I mean, trying to hire Peyton from another team. Hey, I like the idea. Don't get me wrong, but it was caught. And so he has this reputation, and it's the primary reason or a major reason why people of that higher status are not going to, because you only have a few shots. And you don't want to, you got to deal with the other teams. You got to deal with your own guys. You don't want to worry about the knives coming from the back. And so I just don't think that I like Ross. I think he wanted to win. He screwed up. He didn't go about it the right way and got caught, which was a shame. And the media screwed him over with the Harbaugh thing. But it's been downhill since then. And I just don't see a real GM. I think Marvin Allen's the guy who could take over. Maybe we could do it with that. But you're going to have to go with another green coach. I don't think you're going to get a top-end coach in here. I just don't think until we wash all this stink away.
And one more thing, Anthony, and then I'll shut up and I'll just.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I go on tirade.
You're good. You're good. This is great content, man. I love the shit. My biggest thing with him is that he got caught, because if you sit there and you're gonna, not you, but the royal you say,
how do you do it?
And say, oh, Ross is the only one that does this shit, you're out of your fucking mind.
No.
Like, you clearly don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Every single person tampers. Every single person has these secret meetings. He just was dumb enough to get caught.
Yeah,
we got caught. Okay, that's on him, right? That's a couple black guys on him. But other than that, I like him as an owner, right? I think
I like him as a person,
because all of that militaristic, analogy that you used is 1000% accurate. But it doesn't start with the owner, in my opinion. Nobody gives a shit about the owner from a player standpoint. It starts with the GM, because that's who decides if they're on the team or not the owner. The owner decides if he's going to pay the check or not. The GM decides if you have a job or not. And I think our problem is GM down, not owner down.
I'm so torn on whether or not I like Ross, because I've always been a staunch Ross supporter until last year at the end of the season, when a team gave up on Mike McDaniel, team gave up on Chris Greer, and there was absolutely no accountability. In fact, there was an immediate press conference. Didn't even take a day to think about it. An immediate press conference to say, oh yeah, my boys will be back. What the hell is that? What kind of accountability is that? Your team just gave up. Right?
That was a good one, Anthony. You nailed it right there.
Your team just gave up. And instead of being like, oh, man, we should probably take a minute, assess this, take a week or so, see what the hell happened here, talk to the players. It was less than 24 hours. An announcement was made. These guys are going to be back, and it's not going to be business as usual.
Anthony, you know what that was? It was let them eat cake.
Yes, and the entire offseason was business as usual. We spent no freaking money. Now we don't have any corners. Like, what the hell is happening? Like, if Tua goes down again, we're fighting for the number 1 overall pick because we don't have the team around him. Like, before we were talking about record, my expectations for this team are real low. I do not think we have a good roster. So, like, what are we going to do then? Are you going to come back with us at the end of this season and say, oh, you know, they just didn't have the roster this year, but next year we'll really have it?
Yeah.
Like, that's exactly what's going to happen.
I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised.
But let me ask you a question, Anthony, right? Is that on Ross or is that on Greer?
That's absolutely on Ross. He's the one that signs the check
because he doesn't know shit about football. He doesn't know anything about these players.
Brought them back.
Coming to him.
You could take mushrooms, dip them in acid, roll them in cocaine.
I may have at one point,
a bottle of Jack, and then take it and know that Greer sucks. It takes you 10 years to figure that out. I've never been that high in my life.
Yeah. Bringing them back is what is on Ross. It's not the roster that's on Ross.
Yeah.
It's bringing back these two guys who haven't shown they can win. Like, they won against teams that are bad, but they haven't won a thing against a team that's good, right? Like, as soon as December hits, everybody in the NFL, even the casual fans, know that the Dolphins are going 0-4 in December because we have no discipline. This team is going to choke no matter what.
The way you worded it, it was like Ross built this bad roster. Like, no, Chris Greer built this shitty roster. Ross just paid for it.
No, he just put the idiot in who built the bad roster.
1,000%
figure it out after a decade.
Yeah.
Now, on Greer and McDaniel, I think Greer has done a ton of good things as a GM, a ton of good moves as a GM. Mm-hmm. But somebody commented on our previous podcast that we were doing when we were talking about how some of us thought Greer was a good GM. I forgot, like, GMs cover more than just signings. Like, this guy has had how many scandals under his belt since he's been the GM? And then Tyreek Hill comes out and says, F this team. I'm out of here. I'm done with this shit. And, like, everything to the media is like, oh, no, he didn't mean that. Everything's fine. That Tyreek's great. He's just an emotional player. What the hell?
You got good ones. That was a good one. I like that. You nailed it right there.
I'm done with these guys. Like, you can't get rid of an owner, but Jesus Christ, dude. Move on.
Did you hear what Greer said at the end of the last conference? That tour de force of blame shifting and throwing all of, he said, oh, you know, when Mike McDaniel first got here, he had a way of doing things, but now he's doing things the way we do things. Like,
what the hell does that mean? Losing?
No, it's the same thing. Dude, he had Flores and he had Gase and they were screwed up, all three of them. He is such a jackass. Oh, God.
I'm telling you, in like 5 to 10 years, we're going to look back on the Brian
I'm not
Flores
kidding. It's not
thing.
like hyperbole. I can't stand that guy.
Yeah, no.
4 years of that moron. I can't stand it.
We're gonna end up looking back at the Brian Flores thing as a mistake, I think. And I don't think that he was an enormously good coach, but he was not a bad coach, and he had a winning season. And we get rid of him for.
I disagree.
Who the hell knows?
Holy shit!
Listen, I know that he didn't treat Tua right. I get it, but nobody else in that team was bitching about him. So I mean,
let me.
Do we have enough time for this?
Just give me 1 minute to interject. I just want to throw this out there about Brian Flores. Every single coach on that team hated Brian Flores. Every single one of them.
Burned through his entire role.
They're on the record.
Who cares if he's winning? I'm sure every coach hates Bill Belichick, and he has fucking 6 rings. Who gives a shit?
This was different. There's reports that a lot of the coaches tried to quit like on a weekly basis because of how Brian Flores was treating his coaching staff.
So maybe truly he was a bad coach, but I just the way they went about it was shit.
Well, right? my take would be this. No, look, I do not excuse the things that Brian Flores did. I'm a New Yorker. I know if you screw me hard, I'm going to be a hard guy. We never hear the other side of it. You notice how all we ever hear is Brian Flores. Remember, Chris Greer was just a nice guy, does what everybody. And then all of a sudden, Stephen Ross, we're going to Tua's our guy if our next coach wants him back. Meanwhile, he had Peyton and Brady in the background. Who started Tua in 2020? Flores was by the book guy. He didn't consult with Gailey. The media knew before him. He said, I'm bringing all my coaches back. And then ESPN Sheffield report comes out saying that Gailey's been fired and it was a fake account. And then he he quits 2 days later. There's so much chicanery and snakery in that team, and we never bring it back. Dude, that guy was given a crappy roster. They were calling him an Uncle Tom for when he was defending Ross the first year. They was like, oh, mid-season, we're going to fire this guy. He's a rookie coach. He may never got a job again. He turns the thing around. And then you bring in Gailey, and then Gailey says at the beginning of the season, Tua's going to start when he's healthy and he knows the playbook. And at the end of the season, Tua says, I didn't know the playbook and I wasn't healthy. So how the hell did he get started? Who started him? Who leaked it to the media before Flores could? Flores made a lot of bad things, but they screw.
Yeah, and to your point, though,
all the time.
To your point, Mike McDaniel was like the 17th choice. Nobody wanted to put the freaking coach here. Like, they saw what happened to Brian Flores, and they ain't stupid. This is one of only 32 jobs on the planet, and nobody freaking wanted it.
Yep. And it's not to say, look, Brian Flores is a guy from New York, a hard area. He coached after his mother died and didn't even miss a beat. And I'm sure he did a lot of bad stuff.
Shocking that the two New Yorkers are defending the New York guy that couldn't keep
if you're not from New York, you don't understand. If you're not from New York,
the hell out of here. Look, I get it. Okay, he was hard. He was a military guy. He wanted to install reform. I get it. Cool. That's great. That's wonderful. But when you shit all over your coaches and nobody wants to come coach for you because you're a fucking terrorist, like, that's a problem. The dude could not.
When did that occur?
He was responsible.
When did that occur?
For hiring.
That wasn't in 2019. It wasn't that way. 2020, it wasn't that way until Tua started, got the forced start. Then everything changed. There was no reports of him being a bad guy.
That doesn't mean that it didn't happen, because this shit doesn't happen overnight.
But
you don't burn through your entire Rolodex overnight.
But McDaniel can't find assistant coaches either. Is it a coach thing or is it a Miami thing?
It might be a little bit.
It's a Ross thing.
A little bit of both. Okay, so guys, I went
on a rampage. I haven't had sleep. So
I have a confession to make that I asked this question knowing full well what it would do.
Issues.
Yeah, so, all Dirk did was pull the pin and chuck it and left and just sat in the corner quiet.
I don't know. If
that was you who did that to me, man. Now I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight.
I've just been sitting here quiet for like 20 minutes listening to this. It's been great.
It's gold, content gold,
guys. I wanted to say thank you to each of you guys for coming in here tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you guys on the channel. We need to make this a regular thing. It was a lot of fun. I also want to make sure that we go around real quick. Curtis, tell everybody where they can find you.
The loony bin. After you set me up to insanity over here, I gotta go take my anti-crazy pills now. That's where you can find me.
I love it.
I just want to have a nice, peaceful podcast, and you guys got me going.
Dude, we're Dolphins fans. There's no such thing, Curtis. You set yourself up for failure.
I know. Life of torture. You can find me at Aceperhead on the YouTube. Curtis at Aceperhead, and I try to do the Twitter thing, but I stay away from that because it gets me crazy. At Curtis at
on the line
as well.
Oh man,
that's it.
And Anthony and Josh, go ahead and let us know where we can find you guys. You guys just started a new channel, and it's fantastic. Tell everybody where it is.
Yeah, so it's a 305 Gridiron. Right now, we are only focused on YouTube. So you'll find us on YouTube. We're going to expand out for eventually, but it's just two guys, and I just had a kid. So we got to keep it simple for now. Thank you. So the 305 Gridiron on YouTube is where you can find all of our happenings. We post all sorts of content, shorts, long form, just regular polls and shit like that. News, so we're all over it. Every single day there's something new.
Yep.
Guys, this was a fantastic time. We've got a lot of comments like this one. The Mad Greek stayed up till 3:40 watching this. Thank you, brother. I am so sorry you had to stay up that late. A lot of comments about this being a fantastic episode and that we should make this a normal thing. Thank you to each of you guys who are in the chat, sitting here watching. Make sure you guys throw a like on your way out the building, and make sure if you're new to the channel, you haven't subscribed, make sure to do that, and also go subscribe to Aceperhead and the 305 Gridiron. It was a great time.
I'm doing it now. When I get off here, I'm going to subscribe to you guys.
Do it.
Love it. Love it. And tell your friends.
Appreciate it.
I will.
All right.
I don't have any friends. I'm married. I got kids. Maybe they can subscribe. I don't know.
That's why you're talking to us.
Guys, this was again, this was a fantastic time. I appreciate you guys. Everybody, have a fantastic evening. And like I always try to say, we have reasons to stay hopeful, even if we don't want to. You guys have a great evening. And we'll talk to you guys later.